Hey everybody, what's happening? I have something special for you today, coming all the way from Quintana Roo, Mexico. It's where Cancun is. It's also where Playa del Carmen and also where Tulum are. I have a friend here who has a pretty cool older Honda that's been tricked out and turned into a Scrambler. I'm about to walk down about a quarter mile to go push that motorcycle back over here to my place so that we can start figuring out why it isn't running. So that's what this video is. Let's go check some stuff out. Follow me. We're going. Here we go. So anyway, we're gonna go walk down and pick up basically the only Honda in town. The only thing I'm not really looking all that forward to is the fact that I have to push it back to my place. We'll start diagnosing some stuff here as soon as we get it back to the house. So come and help me push. Now that I'm done pushing it and we're back at La Casa, I'll show you what we're looking at. So here you go. There is our subject for today. And as you can see, it's an actual Honda. That's a Honda. It's an XL125 engine, if I'm seeing what I'm seeing correctly. And looks like it's probably an old XL125 chassis too. This is the bike we're working on. My friend owns the bike, and basically it hasn't gotten any life in it for the last couple months. He said that they went through the carburetor a few weeks ago just to check it out and see if it worked, but had no luck. Now I have a couple of theories that may be a problem. One, we're in the tropics, and we're right next to the ocean, so it's always humid, and there's a lot of salt in the air. Just the ocean's right behind me. And the wind's onshore all the time. So even on the jungle side of this roadway that we're on, it still gets quite a lot of salty air. And being that this thing sits outside in the rain, it is tropics here. We get rain, we get this saltwater air all the time. Could just be that there's an electrical short, you know, or it could be that we're just getting water in the fuel tank. So we're gonna go through a lot of things, but as with anything when we're trying to figure out why something's not running, we want to check three main things: spark, fuel, and air. There are a few things that I'm already looking at just by visually seeing this bike, going that it may be a problem in multiple ways, but we're going to start with one thing at a time. We're going to start with spark and go from there. That looks like a pretty hot spark plug, but it doesn't look horrible. So let's go grab the key. We'll give it a couple kicks and see if we're getting spark. But I'm definitely seeing that we got a spark here. Yeah. If you can see that, you're looking right down there for just any spark at all. And as long as you got that going, then we should be good. So we're gonna go ahead and leave that at that. Put the spark plug back in. Sometimes when you're on the trail, you only have the tools that you have in your tool bag. But today, I don't have a spark plug wrench, so I'm going to tighten that down as far as I can, finger tight, and then just give it a little squeeze. Should be good enough. Oh yeah, we're tight. Wait, look at the way good. When in Mexico, sometimes you have to do things a little bit differently. When there's really not a lot of access to the tools that you need, you use the tools you have. I'm sure that we're getting spark now, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull this air cleaner off because it's just rusted, it's garbage. So if you're looking at this thing the way I'm looking at it, you're like, maybe there's an obstruction of air just because of all of that rust, which very well could be the case. So we're gonna go ahead and clean it up. Really, I think this carburetor needs to come off because it is in a bad way. Very bad way. I just don't know, because there is far too much play in this, and then that's all the throttle turn we have. So I need to make sure that that's not a problem too. So moving on, we're gonna pull this carburetor, and let's just get into it. So everything looks pretty good so far, except for we do not have an O-ring on this guy, and our throttle hardly moves. As a matter of fact, it should be far lower. It's not dropping. The needle should be dropped way down when it's... I need two hands and I don't have the hardware right now in my hand. I'm using the gimbal in the other hand. I can't do that. But as you can see, that needle should be way further down. So it's flooding out. And right now this isn't dropping down any further. And yeah, you can see the throttle cable coming all the way down. The spring is gone or something, but it springs from here. I think the slide might be in backwards. Let's try that. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Away from me, bug. So the slide was in backwards. That's better. So after flipping the slide around, now we have a nice feeling throttle. Our choke doesn't have a way of staying in choke either. It just, but down here, it's so warm down here most of the time anyway, you don't really need the choke. I can start this Metallica up in the morning without a choke at all. Use a little gas and rev it a couple times and it's fine. But we'll see if I can find an O-ring, and I think we've got a problem solved. And it even magically has just the right amount of play. Yeah, making progress. Excellent. Now the fun gets to happen, guys. I'm gonna ride into the Pueblo and see if I can locate an O-ring, and we'll see what we find. I just stopped over at my buddy's who owns this bike that we're working on, and he's in Tulum, so we're not going to be seeing if he has new parts. So we're just going to head across to the Pueblo right now. This is the road that leads out and in from our little place, and it's far different from where I'm about to take you. And I hope you're having a good time. I'll see you in a few minutes. We go over the bridge. I can't do this one-handed thing in this area. Leaving the playa, we're headed to the Pueblo. Over the bridge we go. Back to two hands. All right, we're at the first guy's place, and we're looking for a gasket for that guy. We're gonna get the guy's name. I just seen him over here working on bikes, and this is where we start. This is where we go first. So we're gonna get some lowdown. Bear with us as we check this out. My limited Spanish will maybe work. We'll see. Okay, I'm standing on a beach. Yes, sort of. It's more like coral. But we talked to the guy in the Pueblo. I'm sorry I didn't get enough of that interaction. He didn't have access to parts in this particular town. It's kind of tough. So he didn't have exactly what I needed when I need it. But we did look around at a few different things, pull some gaskets off of other things, or some O-rings off of other things, but we just didn't have what we were looking for. So we went ahead and basically he told me that the best place to get any of these, the easiest place to get any of these is going to be in Playa del Carmen or in Tulum. And right now I don't have a rental car, and we didn't drive down this year, so I can't just jump in the car and head on over to Tulum to the AutoZone, or Playa del Carmen, which is closer, and I like Playa better. So I can't just jump in the car and run over there. So I have to make the plan. You'd think that would stop me from actually giving this a try, but it's not. What I think is gonna happen is I'm gonna put this thing back on and then just tighten it down real good anyway and see if I can get it to fire up, knowing that the thing is in a better spot. So let's give this a go. We're gonna go ahead and put that back on there and then back on that thing back there. We got this thing kind of back on temporarily. My buddy guy that owns the bike, did text me and say that he's in Tulum right now, and I told him given the size of what gasket we'll probably need, and I'm just gonna tighten this thing down good enough to where I think I can maybe start it, and we're gonna give it a go. We got good throttle now. The carb is empty, so for now we'll just give it a go. We'll see what's going on. I'll turn the gas on. We've got the air cleaner off because it's, like I said, that's our nasty rusted out air cleaner. So for now I'm going to leave it off and just kind of kick it over to see what happens. That. Sounds like a running bike to me. Well guys, that's about as far as I can get on this little XL125 Scrambler for today. I got an O-ring on order. If it gets here this month, it'll be a good thing. This is Mexico and things don't always happen very fast. We do have that O-ring on order. That'll make this thing run a lot better and we'll actually be able to put it in gear and ride it. But until that time comes, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments below. Shoot me an email. I'm always happy to help. Thanks again from Mexico, and hasta luego. We'll see you later.